Good morning, everyone. I see a very low energy. I think your voices should be heard to everyone, including the speakers online there. So, good morning. So, like I said, I think many of you joined now, and I think we'll still have some people joining us. It's too early. 11 a.m. is too early for Bangalore, I know, on Saturdays, especially if you've gone to clubbing and pubbing yesterday night. I think this is too early for you. And I want to call out that being a holiday weekend and a long weekend, most of you have shown up here. And I want to really appreciate you taking out this personal time. And especially Ola and Vitold, all the way joining us from Europe. Especially it's about 7 o'clock in the morning for them. I think they would have started prepping themselves at what, 6 a.m. in the morning. So I want to appreciate them as well. And our global sponsor, Atlassian, and co-sponsor Apps Bio. So today we'll also learn on the test cases, test case management using Jira. And let me stand here. Next slide, please. So our Atlassian community, Bangalore, is 4,114 people strong. So give a round of big applause for you. It's the biggest community in the Asia Pacific. I think it's also the biggest community in the world now, if I'm right. And then we have done 97 community events so far in our leisure, right? Not really going hunting during the events, but and our average check-in rate is 38%, which today speaks that, out of 120 people, I think we are around 60, which is, again, around 42%, which is good. And here are our community champions. Vishnu, at present, he's in the US. And then I have Nagaraj, who's right here helping me with the slides, behind the pillar. And then it's me, Girish. And a quick announcement here about the Team on Tour. The Team on Tour event is happening on 25th November. And this is happening at the Conrad, Bangalore. So you can register by going to events.atlassian.com/Team on Tour Bengaluru. So right now we'll have a session from AppsVO, who is a sponsor. And the session is from Test to Teams, how integrated test management elevates team collaboration. So we have Vitold and Alexandra from AppsVO team. So once again, let's give them a warm welcome. Let's welcome them with applause, please.
So I kind of assume we can start, right? So first of all, Girish, thank you for the introduction. It's very nice to see everyone also in the audience. So just like we were introduced, my name is Alexandra or Ola, depends how you prefer to call me, and I work in marketing. And Vitold, I'm here with Vitold, and he is our support hero. He basically guards our support team. Vitek, you can also.
So hi everyone.
Yeah.
I will keep the demo part.
Yes, so I will be talking more about the kind of the theory, and Vitold is here to show you all of the practice aspects of test management tools. So let's get into it. Just like we mentioned today, we wanted to talk to you about how an integrated test management tool can actually elevate the team collaboration, but not just within the QA team itself, but across different teams who work together during the software development lifecycle. And shortly about AppsVio, because we are from this company. So basically, we are a gold marketplace partner, and the goal of our apps is to help companies all over the world to improve processes and boost their productivity. If you want to meet AppsVio further, let's introduce some numbers. So we currently have 9 highest ranked apps on the Atlassian marketplace, and also over 6,000 active installations all over the world. But I think the third aspect is the most important one for us. So we are entrusted globally by our global clients, and of course we are very proud of that as well. Let's get into the test management aspect of today's talk. First of all, how do tests usually look like? What is the process? So we have our developers who are doing their own thing, right? They are completing their software development tasks. In the meantime, we have the product owners who monitor the whole process and also manage the product. They make sure everything is going according to the plan. And after all of these efforts, this is only then when testers, the QA teams, they get their hands on the product or the feature and they start trying to, break it basically. And after this, they begin reporting the bugs and it all comes back to the developers. So it's kind of like a pipeline that's quite common. However, it does bring some kind of problems because when we are treating testing as kind of like a last stop, the last stage of the software development cycle, suddenly we have the conflict between these three teams, right? The QA, the devs, and the POs. Despite the fact that they are working on the same product, the same feature, and they have the same goal, right? Deliver a quality product. They work in silos. It's kind of like they are just shipping off another part of their work to another team and they are not aligned together. And also, we do have delayed feedback between the teams, both for the QAs and both for the devs in this scenario. And how it turns out is that the tests become the duty that lays only on the QA shoulders, not like a shared responsibility that everyone should be working towards together. And I feel like in this scenario, especially the QA gets all of the blame, right? Because he or she are the team that are kind of raising all of the things that's wrong with the product, which absolutely they're not the villain of the story. And question to you, actually. We prepared a couple of interactive questions during this presentation. And I don't know if you worked with Slido ever, but basically how it works, you can scan the QR code and we will have 3 questions like this pop up. And you can actually we will see the results live. So the first question to you is which outcome of test isolation is the biggest blocker for your team? Is it perhaps the bugs found too late or conflicts that we have just mentioned, or the feeling that the quality is the only QA's duty or not not just a shared responsibility? I feel like it's okay. Let me just. I will wait for a couple of answers, so don't worry. I'll keep speaking here. I feel like it's good that we see how many of us share the actual tension and this frustration of the isolation that we just mentioned, because it doesn't just touch on the teams, the QA, but it also touches on the work of the development teams and the POs themselves. So everybody just keeps being frustrated. They don't know how to fix that problem. We also had this problem, and that's why we are talking to you today. Okay, I'll give you like 10 more seconds. I see that more people are joining. That's very good. I'm very excited about that. It seems like the conflict is winning, and bugs and the quality that falls only on the QA shoulder are not the main reasons. Okay, guys, 66% of the conflict between the 3 teams. So I'm sorry, I will have to switch back to the presentation. Okay, even more, but still, it's like 61%. That's the majority here. So we can establish that the conflict is the most frustrating part of the test isolation here. So as we just saw, it's kind of like a universal experience here. And actually, it seems like the tests are being kept behind this glass door, just like you can see on this small meme here. Basically, how it works is that the product owners and the development teams, they are shake hands, they work together, and testers are just kept behind the glass door and they are just waving, trying to get involved, but they don't know how to do it. However, if we look from the product owners and development teams' perspective, they only see the end results of testing. So they only see the fixes that have to be made, the bug reports. Sometimes they get annoyed, that's fine. But no one knows how actually the process, the testing process looks like. So how does the tester create the test cases? How do they test? How much effort is put into it? And basically these three teams, they don't kind of understand even their workflow, how they work. And sometimes understanding the process itself can actually help improve it, right? And work towards the goal, which is delivering the quality product here. So we also had the same problem. Don't worry. And as we just saw, it's kind of like a universal experience. So what happened to us is that when we introduced test management into our development process, we decided to go for the tools that were already well established. We chose the Zephyr for that part in our work. And what actually happened is that it worked until it didn't. We noticed a few challenges and hardships even at the beginning. Basically, it seemed like our tests were only living in this app on Jira. Zephyr is like an add-on, and you really can feel the switch between Jira and Zephyr if you go between these two solutions. So basically, our tests were living in isolation. The QA team was the only one who were getting there, who were looking into it. However, the product owners and the development teams, they weren't going into it as much. And it also caused the problem of the transparency, both for development and the PO teams. So basically, we saw that it's kind of hard for them. Perhaps maybe that they had to learn the new app, right? How it works, where things are, how to navigate between it. It's not nothing complicated, but it creates this kind of friction, right? And in the end, what happened was that our QA became like the guardian of the quality here, like a sole guardian of the quality, which was never the goal, because we really wanted we aimed that during the test management process, everyone will also be involved in creating a quality product, right? Because testing is not just the only part here that should be involved in it. So another question to you very quickly, right? So this time we have already mentioned some older tools. So the question to you is, how are you managing test cases today? Is it TestRail? Okay. Zephyr, X-Ray, others. I know that sometimes people go very, very old school and they do Excel, or are you just using Jira? What is your choice? I think it's always a very interesting poll to see. Because the test management area is not like something that just popped out of nowhere. It wasn't born yesterday, so we already have well established tools. But does well established mean that it's something that doesn't bring any challenges? For us, we experienced a lot of hardships, which kind of pushed us onto the new path, let's just say. And we really kind of started to think about how our tests should look like. So it seems like Zephyr is winning, or others. Okay, others. I'm very interested in what others are you using in that case. So maybe later we can start the discussion. I see that X-Ray is stopping the third one. Okay, others or Zephyr. Let's see which one will win in a second. But okay, so Zephyr definitely is well established, right? So I don't know if you guys, okay, Zephyr even more. So as we've already said, Zephyr is a well-established tool. However, despite the fact that it's so well known and it belongs to kind of like a older tools section, we experience a lot of hardships with it. Okay, it seems like Zephyr is winning. I'm gonna go back to the presentation. Thank you very much for participating. It's always very exciting to see all of the answers. So Zephyr has won. But despite the fact that it's winning in its use, like we said, we realized that we had this huge need for a change. So first of all, we wanted to identify the goal. So what do we want to change? And here was the idea that the software testing will become a part of our daily process, not something that lives in isolation. And later on, we asked ourselves, and the next question was, so what do we want from our tests? And what do we want automatically from our tools that we use to manage these tests? And we recognized like 3 points. First of all, the visibility aspect. It had to be visible for the whole team, so that we do not create so much friction between these apps. Also, we really wanted to aim for something for a tool that helps us make tests native Jira element that makes tests native Jira elements. So the goal was to basically just include testing into our daily life in Jira. Use native issues or work items, however you call it, workflows, use comments, just keep everything in one place, but also so that it doesn't feel like an add-on. And we really also wanted to focus on the idea of a whole team approach that we just keep talking about. So the shared responsibility, because tests are not only something that the QA they shouldn't fall only on the QA shoulders. It is only QA's duty, because every team actually puts in their own kind of effort into delivering the quality of the product. So we recognize these 3 things, and we were wondering, okay, so how do we actually do it? And we quickly realized also that perhaps it's time for let's say, for a new path, for a new journey. And we decided to take the challenge and develop a new tool. It's called AppsVio Test Management, or ATM, however you would like to call it. I think the shortening is pretty fun. And later on, when we recognize these 3 points that we just talked about, we were thinking, okay, so how do we put, the idea into practice? So how do we build this? How do we build this up? And we quickly realized that Atlassian Forge will be like one of the best choices. This was not our first, let's just say, journey with Forge. We have also developed apps before it, so we kind of knew our way around it, and we quickly recognized, I think, 3 more very important aspects of what Forge allowed to bring us. So first of all, we have the fact that ATM is able to run directly inside Jira's trust boundaries, and also that helps us create this native, or even upkeep and utilize the native Jira look and feel. So we are, just like we said, we are able to use native items, workflows, also the permissions, the accessibility of the app. We are basically, everything is based on Jira, and it feels like Jira. And also that's how we managed to eliminate the context switching aspect. But also there was, before we talk about safety and security, these are just the screenshots from the app. And as you can see, this is the test execution. This is one of our coverage reports. And how it looks like is, as you can see, this is just a normal Jira work item. And here we have like a test management panel. And we are also using custom fields, but I'm not going to dive too deeply into it, because in like 2 slides, I'm going to move the mic to Vitek, and he's going to actually show you all of the insights. But as you can see, it does have the Jira look and feel, because it is basically Jira. And I've already mentioned the idea of the security and trust. We very quickly realized as well that it is crucial for us, because if you think about what kind of data is going into test executions or even defects, for us, we knew that if any kind of data breach happened, this data is so sensitive that it will be just detrimental to us. And if it's so important for us, it definitely will be important for the future users. So with Forge, we were actually, like we said, because ATM is able to run within Atlassian trust boundaries, it basically runs on Atlassian. We also have the badge, so we are very happy about it as well. And because ATM runs natively on Atlassian infrastructure, we also have the same enterprise-grade security and compliance. And more interestingly, we are also automatically complying with Atlassian data residency policy. So also, if you want to comply with our policies, that your local policies that are set by the government or other authorities, you can just host your data and store your data where you're supposed to, and it's very easy to comply with these regulations. And also as a company, we do put a lot of efforts into our trust, and so that we are further interested by our customers. So we recently even renewed our SOC 2 certification. So that's also happening. So as you can probably see, for us, Forge wasn't just a development platform, but here it was a choice like choosing a partner that will help us provide a solid foundation and later build a new solution. So now, just how I promised, Vitek, I think it's your time to share the screen and actually share how ITM looks like from the inside out. Vitek will actually take you through a use case, and he will show you everything how we managed to solve the problems that we were actually stumbling upon with other tools. So I will stop my share right now.
Okay, I'm getting my mic unmuted and I will try to share my screen. Please just confirm that everything works with some thumb up.
I can see, but
Okay, perfect. And you can hear me?
But this is Suresh. Yeah. We can see your screen and hear you well. Meanwhile,
Perfect.
I just wanted to let you know that if there is any questions, if you want to take questions from the audience, live questions, I can run the mic through the audience as well, so that
Okay.
you can reserve some session for that too.
So
yes,
we've planned the Q&A after all the presentations. So to keep everything organized and so on, if that won't be a problem.
Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So, of course, we are open to answer every question if we can. Hopefully, we will. But I feel like the end is the best kind of way to do it.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So
Thank
I will
you.
start the demo. Thank you, Ola, for the beginning because I got a little bit stressed out. So now I'm chill. And today's demo will be based on the use case of creating a game. To keep it simple, I've just added 4 tasks from the developers, the basic physics, the character design, preparement of music, and preparement of levels. Okay, and we will start where all the journey begins. So we go to the testing hub and to the proper setup of our adventure. As you can see, I've pre-prepared one, the Apollio TS it will be called, the Apollio testing setup. And let's go together through the configuration. So the first thing that we would need to configure will be requirements. They are the optional option because some companies keep their requirements outside of Jira. So that's why we chose that it will be optional. But in my case, it will be kept in the same project and it will be only tasks. If you have other work types like stories, epics, and so on, you could just press the plus button and add other work types from the same project or from the different project using add work type and here selecting different projects. And then you would need to select the link type. It will be useful later on the coverage and traceability report. In my case, it will be is covered by and the opposite one covers. Okay, let's get to the next step. The test cases. It's like the Lego pieces of all your tests. And in my case, I've created a new work type called test case. But if you are using, for example, X-ray and have already created work type, you could select it to keep everything simple, to keep everything organized, and to maintain your instance. Okay, let's get to the next one, the test plans. If you have a lot of test cases, it's easier to have them aggregated and sorted using the test plans. It will be useful later on the test executions because you could add directly the test plans and test steps individually. But I won't get any further as it's really simple project, so test plans won't be required. Okay. The most important part will be the test execution. As you can see here, I've also added the new one, but if you have any app that had the work type test execution, you could just link it here using add work type. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't want that, but some of the executions creates defects. And that's where the last page comes on. It is also optional, but I recommend to use it. And in my case, I've added a bug as a primary source of defects and security problem as a secondary. Because I know that the bugs will come more often than the security problem, I could choose it as default one. And in the future, when we will execute the tests and report a defect, the bug will come as the first choice of the selection. Okay. It could be also added from a different project as every previous step, but I've kept everything in the Aporio project. Okay. We are almost done. As I mentioned, there are many ways to organize your tests. So I will show the different one from our documentation. In my case, it was all, okay, you can see. In my case, it was all in one. So everything kept in one project. But when you have large instances, large apps, and so on, you could make it test-centric or design-focused. But you could also separate everything. If you have, for example, 200 test cases, it would be a lot easier to keep everything in a different project. Perfect. So let's finish our setup. And let's get back to the board. As I mentioned, I have only 4 tasks. And also I created a swim lane for the future executions. So as you can see, all the executions are kept just like an issues in Jira in the same place. And we didn't have to add anything because that's just the basic work types. Okay, and also I've created second board for the tests, so we'll go here now. Here I have 3 statuses: to do, need maintenance, and ready for testing. So I've pre-prepared most of the tests, but I've kept one empty to do it right now with you. So let's go to our test case. As you can see, it's a simple Jira issue. And also we have our panel, test management, where we are able to add the test case, select the version if in the future the test will change. So let's start adding. Okay, I have pre-prepared some of these steps, so I will copy paste it right now. This one will be, I will only keep 3 steps to keep everything really simple, but it could be added like 20 steps, 30 steps if you would need. Okay, save and add another step. Okay, copy and paste. Perfect. So our check all entities models will have 3 steps: launch the game, inspect model textures, and rotate the camera around. So we could now go from requires maintenance to in progress and to ready for testing. Perfect. Right now, as all the tests are prepared, we could create a new version. So let's go to the releases, create new version, 1.0.0. Okay. And I've also created an automation that will create text executions for me. Let's go to the configuration of the project. Okay. And whenever a version is created, I will create 2 test executions linked directly to that version. To keep it simple, to have it already created whenever the new version will be released, so that QAs won't have to worry that which version is it, they will just know it. Okay, some time passed. Hopefully this will be visible because it takes a time. Perfect. We have the testing execution for production and testing execution for staging. So let's get to the first one. I will open it in a new tab. And as you can see, there are some custom fields added by our app. also the panel is visible. So let's get through the custom fields. There is the TE progress, which right now is none because there are not any test cases added. There is an internal TE status that could be changed between passed, failed, in progress, blocked, and not executed. Also, test cases will have the same statuses. You could add the test plans, you could change the environment, and the fixed version, which I've added here. So let's add the test case executions. And here there is a basic work item picker with the filters. So as you can see, I have some rejected test cases. I have some that requires maintenance, but I would really like to have only that are ready for testing. So I could filter out it using the picker, ready for testing. Okay. As you can see, right now all the test cases visible are just in status ready for testing. So let's select all of this one. Also, you could use advanced JQL if you will, for example, use labels for the smoke tests, or you would have any other requirements to filter out the tests. You could do it in advanced JQL. Okay, but let's add those tests. Just wait a second. Perfect. All the tests are visible right now. The TE progress got updated. We have 0% fulfillness and 7 tests not executed. So let's do what every QAs do and execute some tests. If I press action button, you can see all the steps that were added previously. We can change the status directly of the steps. Or if we have, for example, many steps that could be done one by one, we could do it and then change all the step status in bulk. So I will do it in that case, because check SVX worked properly and there weren't any problems. So let's pass this test. I will close this tab for a while. And as you can see, the TE progress automatically updated without any refresh. And there is 1 passed and not executed 6 left. Okay, so let's get to the second one. And here I visited available locations in game, so I passed this test. But when I compared the visual layouts, I saw that there are some bugs. So we could fail that test step, add the defects. And after pressing the plus button, I could add the new defect. And as you can see, simple create screen opens, just like for the Jira works. So I will make some summary. Problem with location 2. And in the description, our app automatically added the link to the test execution and also the action that was written here. I could add something other, so please fix it. Yeah. And I could link it to the version. So let's create it. Additionally, I will show on a different step. If we write down some actual results, so for example, check for misplaced assets, asset of a chest is misplaced in part location. Let's save it. And let's create another defect. Okay. Just asset problem. And as you can see here, besides the actions, also actual result has been added to the description. So let's also add it to the version. Let's create the work. Okay. And let's refresh that page. As you can see, all of the bugs were automatically added to the version. I forgot in the meantime to add the tasks, but you could imagine that the task could be added normally by devs. And let's say that developers went to fix that tasks. So in progress, ready for testing. In progress, ready for testing. And right now, if we go back here, just after refreshing the page. Okay, let's get back. You can see that there are 2 defects notified here. Both are in the status ready for testing. And so I know I've checked it and it's fixed. I could just press 3 dots and create new iteration for that test case. Okay. And right now everything worked. All these steps were correct. So I could pass the test. And also pass the whole test case. Okay. And I won't go further into every single test case. So we could pass it from here, or we could pass it directly from here. And using the navigation buttons, we could get from each test case to the another one. So let's pass everything. Okay. Now our TE progress got updated to 100%. Here it would also get updated. Yes, perfect. And I could check the status. Everything was passed. So-
Hey, Vitold, sorry to interrupt you. This is Girish.
Yes.
There are some feedback here. The screen size is too small. Is there a way that increase it?
Okay, let me try that. Control plus, Command plus.
And then if there is now we can see it better. And then if
Okay.
there's an option to remove the dark mode, dark theme.
To remove the dark mode, I think I would need to go to the Jira settings for that.
Okay, you've done it on the Jira profile, yeah. Okay.
Light. Okay.
Yes.
And
Is it
hopefully
better now?
this one will also update after refresh.
Okay. This is better. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So sorry for the problems, but is it better right now?
Yes.
Is everything
better.
visible? Okay. So TE status got passed, and independently we could change the statuses in Jira. So let's say if you have, for example, waiting for approval that the second tester need to come, he could see that everything was passed, just do a quick smoke, and then transition to resolved as test passed. Okay, so that's basically all the steps that testers do while testing the app. So now let's get back to other part of the team, and it will be the product owner that would need some statistics. So in our main view, we have report design, and we offer 2 reports. The traceability report, which is a whole picture of a project of a setup and will show all the information required. And the coverage report, which is only part that says if every task was covered by each test case. So we'll start with that because it's simpler. Here we could select which testing setup we are interested in. Also, we could configure the scope. In my case, it's a really simple project, so I will keep the scope empty. But if you have, for example, 100 test cases and you're only interested in one feature, you could narrow it down using the labels, using the test plans, and so on. Okay, so let's generate a report. I will get it. Hopefully it's visible. Okay, so here we get information about which testing setup it is a report, about the requirements covered, about the test types. Right now it's only manual, but in the future we are going to add also other test types, and the test execution statistics with all the requirements. But as you can see, there is one uncovered. It turns out that tester, in this case me, I forgot to link one test case to the requirement. So if we press that button, we get the filter and character design is uncovered. So let's click that. And in our panel, we also get the information that this requirement is uncovered. And we could add existing test case because the test case check all entities models existed, but I just forgot to add it. So let's pin it down, add selected. And after refreshing the page, you can see that link was automatically created. So right now this requirement is covered by check all entities models. And if we go back to the reports, refresh that page, you can see perfect 100% of cover of the test requirements covered. So now I'm sure that after that test, everything was tested what needs to be done so that the app works properly if all the tests passed. But here we could see that there is 100% of test case execution passed. So let's get to the second report, traceability. And here we could also select the setup as previous one and filter, narrow down the scope using the JQL. But I will also keep it empty here to show everything. And let's generate the report. As you can see, some of the things are the same as from the coverage report. So for example, the requirements. Also, we have the information about the assignees. In my case, I kept everything unassigned because it's one person project. All the defects. So I had demos before for myself. So that's why there are 4 additional defects from other test executions. And each test case will get the information about the test execution that it was pinned to, the defects created. And yeah, as you can see, all the test case has that information. Okay, perfect. And we are shortly getting to the end of the demo. One last thing that I forgot to mention are the environments. So if you have, for example, a testing instance, production instance, and for example, staging instance, you could create here an environment, add an URL that will be a redirection. So I will copy paste that link and let's create the environment. If we'll have the environment that is no longer useful, we could disable it so it won't be shown. And in the test executions, oh, it's still dark. Let's refresh the page. Okay, it's better now. Let's get to our test executions. And in our custom field ATM environments, we could select which environment we are working on. So let's say this one will be staging. Let's save that. And now this button is also an interactive redirection to the link that we previously configured. So if I press staging, in that case, I get back to the environments page, but we could add any site we would like to. And I think that's it for the demo. So I will give voice back to Ola and I will stop sharing my screen. And thank you so much for checking it out. And hopefully I will wait for some questions during Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vitek. I think I'm unmuted right now. So you guys should see my screen. I assume you are seeing it. So like I said, so Vitek just showed you the ins and outs, how actually our testers navigate currently throughout Jira and the ATM. And we genuinely implemented our tool. So the question is right now, what's changed in reality and what improvements have we noticed? And first of all, we have the new flow, the new improved flow. So what's happening is that right now, the three groups actually are working together. So we have developers who actually review the test cases and also add suggestions. We really wanted them to also be included even in the creation of the test cases or preparation of them, because if you think about it, the testers shouldn't have the access to the code, right? If they want to do the black box method by the book, how it should be done. However, it creates this kind of paradox that sometimes without the full context, we are able to miss some very crucial requirements and write test cases that are missing them. So that's why our developers actually just read the test cases, they review them, and if there's anything wrong or there's something missing, they can flag them and quickly comment in Jira. And our testers get notified automatically, and that's how we are able to quickly improve our test cases as well. On the other hand, we have our PO, and she is able to track the progress of tests in real time because she already has the access to all of the testing elements and to the testing board, just like the Vitek showed during his demo. And that's how she actually daily prepares for her meetings. She checks the statuses, she sees the stages of the test executions, so she's really up to date with what's happening with each of the testing elements. And on the other hand, we do have our tester, and he is in this scenario, with the new flow, he doesn't have to explain everything right now. Of course, he's always open to answer any kind of questions, but the burden of having all of this knowledge is not on him anymore, because everything is shared and it's in one space. And first of all, it is just accessible to every team, and it's not so problematic as it was before. So and that's just the screenshot from like our real test case that we have recently done. As you can see, we do have the panel, the steps. We have one of our developers who is actually assigned to the task that's linked, and we have our workflow for the test case. And we are of course using just the native Jira workflows, and it works perfectly for us. So what are the benefits that we have noticed after implementing a native Jira native tool solution? So first of all, like we said, we have a way higher level of transparency and also consistency in our tests and also in our efforts, because everything is shared. Also, we do have a better communication because we store everything in one space, and that's also how, just like we mentioned this example where the developers are able to quickly inform the QA team that there's something wrong with the test case. Also, we managed to achieve the goal of the shared responsibility, the whole team approach for the product quality, because right now it falls on the three teams that were previously siloed. And we just also get way quicker feedback, and like we said, communication is better. And after all of these, challenges and adventures and new paths, we managed to emerge with a tool that has been actually built to keep up with the ever-changing Atlassian ecosystem because of Forge. We have to say it straightforward. It is because of Forge, and thankfully with that we are able to, with ATM, we are able to look bravely into the future with Atlassian, not just behind it. However, no matter how much we praise, we do have to make this small disclaimer or a statement. It is just a tool. And what do we mean by that? Is that the tool itself won't change everything. So it won't change your internal workflows that you already have well established. It won't change how you work between your team members, how your team members work with themselves, with each other. So it won't change everything. However, if you implement the native solution, we do believe it is a way quicker and a better way to also implement the best practices into your test management strategy. I think it just makes it simpler and easier in this scenario. So with all of that, like a final 3 points to summarize. First of all, with the change of the tool, we managed to change our thinking. So tests became a common language across the whole software development cycle. So it's basically we are able to communicate and stay on the same level, on the same page regarding the quality. We gain transparency instead of just bug reports. And now everybody understands what the testing process looks like and what goes into the test cases, the test execution, and so on. And also, in the end, our QA became a partner in the road to solution, and not just like a controller that flags everything at the ending stage. So also the whole team approach was implemented successfully, just like we mentioned. And the last question to you is this time it's an open question. So if quality became a shared language in your team tomorrow, just how it became for us, what's the first thing that would improve for you? What do you think? So would it be the communication? Is there anything else that you've noticed that could be useful for you with a native solution? So again, you can scan the QR code and actually the answers will pop up here. So we can see different aspects of it or different perspectives. We mentioned already the benefits, so the transparency, communication as well, definitely transparency, customer satisfaction. That's interesting. I mean, obviously, kind of it's a byproduct, right? Because you do have the good quality. So communication as well, maybe collaboration between time management as well. Yes, trust, product. Yeah, teamwork, customer satisfaction. Oh, I'm very excited to see all of the answers. Time to market, yeah, definitely. I feel like it's you are way more able to upkeep with the schedule of the release, and also it's you're able to quickly flag where something's wrong and bring in the fixes way earlier, right? So it also seems to be more agile than before with the older tools. So there's a lot of answers. Okay, clarity, transparency, decision making. Yes, definitely, right? Because you are informed about everything. We have the better delivery. We have benefits generally. Yes, I absolutely agree. Ship fast with quality, other delivery, trust. Yes, we do, because definitely the trust is another aspect that we didn't mention here. But because of the transparency, because we understand our work, we are able to also trust in our efforts, right? And also, I feel like later on, because we have a quality product, our customers also are able to trust us even more, right? I feel like time to market and transparency is also very popular here. Better quality, clarity of expectations. Yes, definitely. Like the across every team, right? Both the product team, the software teams, and the QA teams. We already know what falls into everybody's responsibility. Consistency would improve. Working towards requirement of yes of customers. Yes, 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 very much. Oh, I'm so excited to see all of the answers. Okay. That's so nice that you're also noticing all of the benefits when you have actually the solution that can work with you and not against you here in this situation. Quick feedback loop, definitely. Okay, I think we're done with this one. So thank you for the answers. As you can see, the benefits, you already are noticing all of the benefits, right? And it's not only the ones that we have mentioned, but also so many other ones, so many other perspectives, POVs. So, that's so great. Okay, I'm going to go back to the presentation and just kind of like on an ending note, for us, we quickly realized, and I think it's a good conclusion, that tests are not just everything. They are only the beginning of the conversation regarding the product quality, and we should keep that in mind. And I think a native solution to Jira, something that doesn't feel just like an add-on, but like Jira itself, can help you realize that way quicker. And with that ending, sorry, I think we have officially reached the end for this presentation. So thank you for your attention. Here are just the QR codes. You can scan them whenever you want. So we have, of course, you can find ATM on Marketplace and test it out. Also, if you have any more questions, we will have a QA session, but also we do encourage you to book a meeting with our team. And if you would like to hear speak us more, you can also join us for an upcoming session. This time we're talking about AI and software powered lifecycle development lifecycle in Jira with Rovo. Okay, do we keep it? Are we ready for the QA session? How do we work it out right now?
Any questions here? I'm happy to bring the mic to you.
Okay.
Just raise up your hand and we'll get the mic.
Hi, Ola. Maybe I
Hi.
missed that.
Hi.
Is there a, like in Jira, we have a, upload from CSV option. So we have a upload from CSV option here for all the test cases?
So we do realize that import and export is very important, and we do have it roadmap for QA4 for this year, and we are actively working towards it. So I think I don't want to share any dates right now. I know that our team is working very hard on it every day, but it is roadmap for this year. So for now, we do not have that option, but we do realize it's crucial here if you want to change tools or just try it out and save your time. So it will be an option soon.
So thanks, Ola. Also,
Thank
keep an option down to take test cases from an X-ray also.
Sorry?
Import from CSV need to be an option, but also import from X-ray itself. In case if someone wants to move from X-ray to ATM, then
Yes.
we have the option, right?
Yes, of course. I will keep that in mind. I think our team, of course, keeps that in mind, but just in case, I will transfer the information to them.
If I remember properly also, the X-ray was one of the first tools that we would like to create, the import-export.
Yes, so that was definitely our focus. So just like you said, not only CS file, because we don't want to limit people that want to change the tool.
Any more questions?
So if you guys think about the questions, I do have the question to the audience, actually. When we were doing I think the second poll about the tools, Zephyr was winning, but I saw that also on the second place we had others. So if anyone else wants to share, what other tools are you using, just out of my curiosity? And in the meantime, think about the questions you would like to, of course, ask us, hopefully.
Yeah. Hi, Ola. This is Prabhakar.
Hi.
As of now, we are using test style. There we have options in API. So do we have any API option in ATM as well?
Okay, so at this moment, Vitek, you can, of course, kind of break in if you have any more news. Both API are also a roadmap for QA, if I remember correctly. So we do realize that ATM, we're just beginning our journey here with this app, but we're constantly developing it. So these two things were roadmap for the last quarter of this year, because we do realize they are also important, and that other tools also have this option. So right now, I don't think it is a possibility, but it will be soon.
Is there any option, because we have also in our documentation the whole roadmap for the Q4 and Q1 of the next year. So I'm not sure if it will be possible to share a link somehow. But if
you go into the app listing, for example, we can have the link to the documentation there, and there will be updating regularly our roadmap, because of course we do have things planned out in the future, right?
And I see that the REST API is also for Q4 this year, the plans for the REST API.
Okay. How about triggering the execution through CI/CD pipeline?
Vitek, maybe you can take this one.
I'm thinking, but I don't remember any task for that. I will know that. So the execution from the pipelines is. So I will also give all the feedback to our developers for the future.
Thank you.
And also, because we also don't want to give you the false information. So sometimes, if you guys would prefer, you can also book the free meeting with our PO, who is managing ATM, and she also, I feel like, has a even bigger idea far into the future, what's happening and what further plans we are making, not just for Q4, Q1, but also like 20s and 26. That's quite soon coming up. So if perhaps we can't answer directly your questions, you can also contact us to contact other members of our team.
Yeah, hi. So
Hi.
it's platform dependent, right? Like it is on Jira platform. So how much we are like if anything changes on Jira, how soon we can accommodate in FCVO product? Like is it easy to change in that product? Like if
Yeah.
this its feature?
So, like we said, because so ATM is 100% Fort based. So if there are any kind of changes in Jira happening, we do have an update, and we are able to. There are other programs that we are also testing early or in early access. So we can with Forge we are able to kind of accommodate to Jira as quickly as possible.
Okay, another question. So if I do have a PRD, like product requirement specifications, and I do have a bunch of test cases, so if I give both the inputs, is the tool is capable of creating a traceability matrix for me?
Could you please repeat? Because I'm.
So, I do have a requirement document, and I do have the test cases based on that. So providing both the documents to the tool, is it capable of generating a traceability matrix document for me?
I don't think right now is that's an option. We do generate the traceability report that is based on the requirements and the test cases that are within Jira itself. And because right now we also do not have we are working on the option of the import, then I don't think you can actually import the file and then create the matrix. But traceability report within ATM is based on the setup that's within Jira itself and ATM, of course.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, because this works as mentioned on the Forge, and it needs to have some information from the, for example, link types that we need to configure to be able to generate the reports. So that's why we keep the traceability and coverage right now. And maybe in the future, other reports will also be possible. So we are also waiting for the Atlassian move regarding the future Forge updates. But right now, as mentioned, as Ola mentioned, it needs to be added directly to Jira.
And I just also want to kind of do a small segue. Of course, like we said, we are constantly developing ATM. So if there's any kind of functionality that you think would be useful, and of course we will have a lot more people joining in on that and saying that it is necessary here. We are of course very happy to oblige to that and also work towards improving this tool for you, right? Because in the end, it's supposed to be the tool for users, not just for us.
There's one more question.
Thank you, Girish. Ola, I needed to ask, like, you already told that we have traceability report, etc. But how much does it support JQL, and like can we have the widgets and the reports and widgets in the Jira native dashboard?
So okay, about about JQL itself. So because we are using all of the native items, so you can filter everything by JQL. It's not a problem. We are also using the fields that Vitek was showing, the I don't know, the ATMT progress or the statuses. It also can be filtered by JQL because these are just native custom fields. So it's not a problem. And I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly. Is this the answer you were looking? Okay, Vitek, maybe you can.
May I interrupt? Did you mean the standard Jira dashboard with the gadgets, yes? So that
Yeah.
the report could be added as a gadget.
Okay.
So I know that other apps that we built on the Forge can use the gadgets, so it's possible with the Forge. And I've written it down also as a question to our developers because it should be possible. I won't promise, and I'm sure that currently we don't have that. But yeah, other apps built on Forge can use the gadget, can download the data that is stored in the Forge. So it should be possible, in my knowledge.
Great. Thank you.
No problem.
Any more questions from the audience? We'll still have good time. I think if there is any question you want to clarify on test management practices, yeah, just raise your hand. I'm happy to bring the mic to you. So one of the questions Ola asked was, no, this is something that I'm basically repeating what you asked. So Ola
Sorry.
asked when she did a survey, they saw Zephyr on the top, and then there were others. So her question was, whoever had voted others, right? They just wanted to know what other tools are. I think one is TestRail, I'm sure,
Yes, but we did have TestRail and X-Ray, right, were options as well. So I'm kind of curious, what's more? Is it Excel or just Jira?
Excel. Okay, I'll just hand over the mic to you.
Okay.
So we had a very complicated organization structure. So some of our teams used Excel. Some of our AQR teams, they using TestRail. So we migrated from TestRail to Zephyr. And then this year we migrated all our 400 teams from Zephyr scale to X-Ray. So X-Ray is standard for most teams over here. And some of the teams are still using Excel. And few teams, they are also using Airtable.
Okay. So you guys are kind of like a mixed groups in this situation.
That was quite a big roller coaster ride, I believe.
Yeah.
4 different tools. And this is over a period of what? How many years?
Around 5-6 years of what we
Okay.
so some teams started adopting X-ray around 3-4 years back. So they showed other teams like how good X-ray is. And then like you said that some QA folks, they were only using the Zephyr UI, and then Zephyr is very difficult to because Zephyr uses a lot of non-native Jira items,
Yes.
like their test cases are not there. So the traceability part was not there. And we ultimately saw that the number of integrations with X-ray was very large. Like they supported reading from JUnit test cases and all. So that was also a very big reason why we went finally with X-ray.
Yes.
So the story from my life, I remember when one time I've needed to, I think, write a documentation for a new feature, and I asked our QA to just show me the test cases that he pre-prepared when we were using Zephyr. So I remember that first half an hour, I needed to find where are those test cases there, because everything was on a different page. So yeah, I could agree that using Zephyr was hard at the beginning.
Anybody this side? I think, yeah, there's a good balance from the right and left side. So,
Okay, we are using test link actually to manage our test cases.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And did I hear correctly? Is it test link?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And are you, does it also use, because I haven't heard, so I'm kind of asking you right now. Is it a, like, it also uses native elements, or is it more like a kind of a Zephyr style, let's just say, app?
Yeah, you can say it's like more like Jaffa style. So we have our different suits over there. We just we create the things in XML and import to there, and we manage our test cases over there. And from if we execute, then we can plot our like different type of charts using MSBI. So yeah, it's like a more of a test case repository tool, nothing more like features we
Okay.
are like getting out of it.
Okay, now I understand. Thank you for your, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks.
I think that's all the questions from Bangalore at this moment.
Okay,
And,
so I will just stop sharing my screen in that case.
So I think we could thank so much for keeping with us, because I heard that you have great dinner there. So thanks that our presentation was more important than the some dinner. And hopefully we didn't bore you with that, and showed some other view from our perspective regarding the tests, regarding the whole agile project process.
Sure. Thank you, Ola and Whitfold, for your time today. And thanks, Appsvio. I really appreciate you taking out time here, and also people who have joined me here. So with that, we will call this a day for online. And for people in Bangalore, we'll just go through a couple of updates from Team 25 Europe, and then we'll break out for lunch and networking. So once again, I want to thank everyone online who have joined us, Jaden, Deepak, Darpan. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Yes, so thank you very much.
So
Enjoy
bye-bye
the
to
rest of the
everyone.
event. Bye. It was nice to see you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. See you.